Hey everybody, and thanks for joining us today for another edition of Outdoor Adventures Live. If you're new to this, this is where we talk about everything hiking, camping, backpacking, and my personal favorite, gear talk. So if you'd like to be notified when future streams go live on any video that I have, including the archive of this one, there's a little bell, and you'll find that right over here, right next to the subscribe button. That will actually notify you when all the new videos are published and when streams like this go live in the future. So with that, I want to talk about a couple updates as we progress through the questions here. I'm actually heading on a 4-day backpacking trip. It's just a conditioning trip. It's not going to be filmed, but it's in the Laurel Highlands again. That's my favorite stomping grounds. But anyway, let's get to the questions. And hello everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. This is going to be fun. Okay, jumping right into the questions here. Let's see, rain ticket. Plans on doing any real long trails in PA? For example, Donut Hole Trail 90. There's several trails in Pennsylvania. I wouldn't consider them very, very long trails. They're over 70 miles. But we're going to be hitting the Kahana Trail and the, why can I never remember this name? Oh, Loyal Sock Trail. Pretty soon here we're going to be hitting the Kahana. Hopefully this month or sometime in June. So, C. Grigg Civ, and hello, welcome back. I think you're at lunch already, but you enjoy the videos and appreciate that very much. Bradley B asks, when's the 2018 UL gear list coming out? Well, let's see. I usually post the gear lists at the end of the year, sometime in the fall, maybe September, October. I might do something a little different this year. We'll have to see. We'll get into that in this QA though. Richard's Travel and Adventure Channel, first time watching. Well, welcome to the channel, my friend. Thanks for showing up. Dan W, how's the meetup for a beginner? If you're talking about the Outdoor Adventures meetup, we are going to do it. It's actually this month, the 19th and the 20th. Now we're keeping the specific details to Facebook only for security reasons. I figure if somebody really watches my videos and they go find me on Facebook and they put all that extra work in to, learn more about the channel, to interact with the community from this channel, then we would reward everybody with kind of a meetup. So the meetup is on. You can find the details, more specific details, over on the Facebook fan page. Hey Tim, what's up, man? How are you doing? I cannot wait to hear about your 21-mile day from your last trip. I saw you post on Facebook. I'm really excited to see what happened. The North Face. Did you get the go-ahead on hiking the AT next year? The suspense. Okay, so I do want to talk about that. So first off, this is the month that I'm going to ask my company. I'm going to sit down with the CEO and the CIO, which is my boss, and I'm pretty much going to see if they can give me a leave of absence. I do not expect it. They are in no way obligated to give me something like this, but it would make my life a heck of a lot easier. I think at this point, guys, I've pretty much almost decided that it's going to be happening possibly next year, maybe. And when I say this, I mean the AT. So we shall find out either this month or next month. So lots of excitement here for me, and I'm sure I can't wait to have you guys along with me if this happens. Speaking of Appalachian Trail updates, Gary just texted me. If you haven't been following him, he is Hike the Hike on Instagram or Gary on the AT on YouTube, and he said he just hit Pennsylvania. He's about 29 miles away from Boiling Springs. So if you'd like to stop and give Gary some trail magic if you're in the area, I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it. He loves Mountain Dew. So good for him. He's officially passed the halfway point, which means he's walked over 1,000 miles. That's crazy. That's unbelievable, and I'm so proud of him. He's going to do it. He's going to finish. He's going to kiss that sign. Okay, digging the beard. Yes, we got the playoff beard is going. I had a bad game last night, but, well, not a bad game. We had a dirty game, it looks like, last night. But, yeah, hopefully my Pens will go ahead and win this again for a three-peat. Okay. Trail Checker, if you didn't use the Z-Packs rain kilt, what rain pants would you use? That's a good question, and I was actually looking into this because in the winter I would like some kind of thicker rain pants, but I don't want to go to a snow pant. If you're looking for a great four-season snow pant that is also can be doubled as rain pants, look at the Outdoor Research Cirque. Absolutely love it. Stretchy, super comfortable. But if I'm looking at rain pants, I'll probably go with the Z-Packs Vertice just because of my experience with Z-Packs. I don't work for them at all. Sometimes it feels like I do just because I talk about them so much. But, you know, all their products have been great. Now, I have the Vertice Gators, and they are really, really light, really, really waterproof, and I'm expecting the same for their rain pants. So that's what I would go with. I'm sure there's other cheaper alternatives that you can find on Amazon. Just look for something in sil nylon. I'm sure it would be perfectly fine. Thanks, Clara. Appreciate it. Hi, Nico. Hey, Grumpy. I'm assuming that's Grumpy. If it's not, hi, Gucci Girl. All right. First time watching live. Great videos. Love your perspective. Headed to Red River Gorge next weekend with my buddy, who is first time backpacking. Is it too much for a first timer? No, I don't think Red River Gorge is you know, that advanced. I mean, it's a little rugged, but you know, keep your miles low. There's plenty of things to see there. Hopefully you guys can find Hanson's Point, stay up there for a night. It was amazing. Though the last time I was up there was on a weekend, and you know, it was like the first warm day down in that area. And wow, where did I go? And there was just a ton of people there. I counted 20, 25 people staying up on that peak or on that spot, and some people were really, really loud all night. You know, people wooing like at a college party. So yeah, be careful where you stay, but I highly recommend Hanson's Point. The playoff beard. Go Pens, Mr. E. That's right. I know, Dan. It's funny you were saying this. I was kind of laughing at Gary a little bit. Gary has been growing his beard since February 25th. I think this started, oh God, what, 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago at this point. I started right at the beginning of the playoffs, so I shaved the day of our first game, and it's already this. I mean, it's not the greatest beard in the world. I like it. Actually, I don't like it. It's driving me nuts, but I'm superstitious. But it's coming in all patchy. So whatever. Anyway, go Predators. Go Predators until they have to face us. Then go Pens. That's fine. Let's see. Alex Archer. Any opinions on overfill in an underquilt or top quilt? It depends. If, you know, say you get a 40-degree quilt and you really want to make it a 30-degree quilt, adding an ounce or two of, you know, overfill will achieve that temperature rating for you. So, you know, that's, I think, to my knowledge, that's really the only reason to get overfill, unless you sleep cold and you want to kind of maintain, you know, the normal 40-degree temperature rating on that. So, yeah, I mean, it all depends on what temperature you're looking for in a quilt. Have I thought about taking some of your followers? I'm not sure what you mean, the meetup or a hike. Oh, I've wanted to meet up. First of all, we've done a meetup before. It was a couple years ago, and I said I'd do one every year. We just didn't get around to it the past year or two. I kept putting it off, and then it got later in the season, and as soon as I knew it, it was winter. So, but you know, the meetup, like I said, details on Facebook. The meetup has proven very successful. Now, I've only done one, and I think 12 people came to the meetup, and some of those people became real life friends, myself included. That's where I met Alex and Rick and Todd, you've seen them in the kayak video and the Laurel Highlands video. I'm always hiking with Alex doing something. But yeah, all those people were from the meetup, and some of the people noticed that they lived like right across the street. So it's a great place to meet people for hiking. So like I said, if you're interested, it's within the area. It's within about a 2 hours driving distance of me here in Pittsburgh. So like I said, I highly recommend you go over and check out the full details on Facebook, and I'll have a video on exactly everything that's going on Facebook come next week. Hello from Damascus, Virginia. Hello, Average Campers Adventures. And Shelly from Wooster, Ohio. Yes, the Caps do suck, especially the last game with Tom Wilson, man. Oh my goodness. He is just a jerk, but we're not going to get into that tonight. Thomas Bram says, I did my first overnight backpacking trip a couple weeks ago, and I used a lot of your videos to prepare. And I love hearing that. Thank you for watching, Tom. I'm glad that you were able to get in your first backpacking trip, and hopefully it leads to a long and happy hobby for you. Part-time hour. Wow, you guys love my videos. I'm feeling the love tonight, guys. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Love your videos. When are you going back to the Smokies? Possibly next year. We'll see. Nico, going to Dolly Sods. First time. Any tips on finding lion's head? I have the map and watched tons of videos, including yours. Seems like it can be tough, though. So and I can't remember the trail, but you probably know what I'm talking about. There's a trail with a crap ton of rocks. What you're going to want to do is keep your eyes open for cairns on the left or right. You'll be able to find it. I highly recommend you start on the, trying to get my bearings here, on the west side of Dolly Sods, on that trail. I can't remember the trail name. But start on the west side. I think it's a little easier to find. There's a lot of other ways, alternative ways to get up there. But you're going to be going up what looks like rain runoff. And it looks like it could have been a crazy waterfall. You'll have to do a little bit of scrambling, but it's not too intense. Some of the ways that you can get up to Lion's Head are very intense and semi-dangerous. So I opt to not do that side. But like I said, if you start on the west side of Dolly Sods on that trail and look to your left, you'll be able to figure out the way up there. It shouldn't be that hard to find. I have not watched Hike Oregon, which he or she... her, okay. Did she do the AT? I'll have to check her out. Joshua, yeah, Loyal Sock is in the works. I just got to start planning it. That may happen in the fall. I might be going with another YouTuber. We'll have to see. I'll be on it in late August doing the old Loggers Path Memorial Day. Oh, I think I remember your comment on one of the videos, or on maybe on Facebook. I can't remember. Between Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, I can barely keep track of where everybody is anymore. So good luck with that. Doug Hilliard, recommend nice place to backpack within your area where you don't run into too many people. I like Oil Creek. It's about an hour and a half north of Pittsburgh. It's pretty nice. There's not that many people. Sometimes you get a little unlucky with the Boy Scout troops that like to visit the area, but I never had a problem with them. All right, KJ Hack, planning any trips to Great Smokies this year? Thanks, I'm a fairly new subscriber and love your content. Well, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate hearing that. Planning any trips to Great Smoky Mountains? I don't think this year. If I get time, I'll run down there, but I more than likely will be there early next year. We'll have to see. Oh, did they announce that he actually got a 3-day suspension out of that? Okay. Well, that's good. I think it was well-deserved then. Slippery Storm, what's up, man? Welcome back. Purchase the little map and guide. Yeah, I plan on purchasing that. I'm going to get one for the Kahana, too, unless I can find something online. It has a number of shuttle guy, park car in the eastern, get dropped off. Awesome. Yeah, I just sprayed all my clothes for my Laurel Highlands through hike I'm doing. So, yeah, I actually got, I wanted to say this. I finally found a pair of shorts with a mesh liner inside. I hope it stops some chafing issues. The Champion Vapor shorts are working out great, but they're just a little too hot in like 80-degree weather, and I was still chafing at that point, even without boxers. So hopefully the mesh liner lets everything breathe a little bit better down there, but we'll see. Hey, what's up, Rick? How you doing, man? Now, Rick was actually supposed to come down. That's Arcana 73. He's supposed to come down and try this hike with me this trip tomorrow, but real life happens, so it sucks, but he's not going to be joining us. Let's see. Frozen, looking like another great for you on the trail. Say we... Oops. Okay. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of trips planned, so I'm really, really looking forward to this. I'm actually really, really freaking conditioned. I'm probably more conditioned this year than I was when I hit the Superior Hiking Trail, which is amazing. Thanks, SB Outdoors. What's up, guys? How you doing? Is that Kevin, Andy, both? Jennifer hikes. What shoes am I wearing now? I am wearing Crocs. No, I'm wearing the La Sportiva. No, not La Sportiva. Oh my gosh. I'm wearing the Ultra Lone Peak 3.5s, and still, they have been absolutely amazing. This will be a true test, this hike, because I'll be doing several 20-mile days in a row. So we shall see how they react. The only problem I have with them is sometimes the insole, the stock insole, the insert, if your feet are completely soaked, sometimes you have to adjust that insole because it kind of slides around a little bit. They had that problem a little bit with the 3s, and then they released the 3.5s. It's gotten better, but the problem does still exist. Now, it's very minor. We're talking about you need to take it off at the, at the end of the day when you get to camp and kind of just move it over, an eighth of an inch. So it's not too bad. Thanks, Kevin. I'm doing my very first solo backpacking trip at Zaleski in about 10 days. Any pointers, suggestions? You can get a map as soon as you get to any one of the trailheads. It's actually really, really well marked. It might be a little crowded, so try to get to camp early if you can. That's my tip. Other than that, it's a beautiful place. The water sources are right at camp, so if you pass through a camp, and usually you do if you're doing a loop, you'll be able to get potable water, so you won't even need to filter. I still filtered mine when I went, but it's a great area. Geesh. I can't talk. If EE didn't exist, where would you go for a top quilt 40 degrees? I think Hammock Gear still has one. Catabatic, I think they have one. Who's the new company? I can't think. Oh, UGQ. They have them, I believe. I don't know about 40 though. Richard's Travel and Adventure Channel. What is the most important lesson you've learned from a mistake that you've made on the trail? Oh man, I've made a ton of mistakes. Probably the most could have been detrimental mistake was me in the Great Smoky Mountains. I came across a rattlesnake really, really close to the trail. And I stopped there for a while because I didn't know what to do. The trail was real narrow. There was a steep hill with rhododendrons and then a sheer drop off. Not sheer, but it was very hard to get around. And then there was a tree right in the middle. So tree, me, snake. And I walked past the snake and it snapped at me. It was a rattlesnake of some sort, timber rattlesnake probably. And from the comments I received, because I asked for help because I didn't know. From the comments I received, I should have picked up a stick, tossed it gently at the snake, tried to goad it into moving, stamp my feet, rocks, anything, and then if nothing else would have worked, shield my legs with the backpack. So that was a very, very big, and that was a learning learning experience that stuck with me and continues to this day, because that could have been bad. So I make a ton of mistakes. I really do. This channel is all about my experiences learning about backpacking. It's not a self-help kind of thing here. I'm learning just like everybody else. Body Barn Strongman. All right. My hiking partner and I have learned a lot from watching your channel. Any recommendation on how best to contact you about a possible group trip? Keep up the great work with the channel. Okay, so this brings us up to another topic. So I get asked all the time if I'd like to join people on trips. And I think Shug had a question and answer where he answered this as well. So you have to understand, you guys may feel like you know me just because you watch, and I'm saying this very nicely. I'm not saying no to anybody, but I'm not saying yes to anybody. You guys may watch the channel and get to know me, get to know my personality, but you got to remember, the people that are commenting, if I haven't met you at like a public place, at a meetup, for instance, then I'm very, very hesitant for my safety about meeting people that I mean, you're just people on the internet. I know you guys are great people, but I just got to look out for my safety. But if you guys come to the meetup, let me get to know you, and then possibly like what happened with me, Alex, Rick, Todd, Jeremy, a whole bunch of people from the meetup. I get to know you. I realize you're not psychopaths. You know what I mean? I have to keep watching out for my safety. But over on Facebook, there's a link in the About with my email. Just shoot me an email. It also helps if you have a YouTube channel, because then I can kind of learn your personality through that. Arcana, yes, you were at the first meetup. It was awesome. I still have the pictures. C. Crump, a couple questions. Being a hammocker, have you ever had to sleep on the ground? No, not yet. And do you hike alone much? Yes, I love hiking alone. Actually, it's the past couple trips, past couple months, I haven't even been able to hike alone because people have been wanting to come with me. They've been inviting me. We've been doing collaboration videos with other YouTubers. So after, I think, this hike, we're going to start getting into the solo hikes. I know a lot of people have said, you like the group hikes, you like me going with somebody, but you really prefer the solo hikes. So those are coming, and thanks for sticking with me. I'm trying to give videos for all different types of people. How you doing, hiking with Sean? Let's see. Okay, I would have been freaking out in the Great Smoky Mountains knowing there's bears out there. You got to remember, C. Crump, that the bears they're like big deer, man. Woman, I don't know. Sorry, I shouldn't have assumed. But they're like deer. You get close enough, they usually just run away. Obviously, practice leave no trace when you get to camp. Eat away from camp. Hang your food. Be safe. Don't spill ramen noodle or chicken teriyaki all over your shirts or pants or whatever. But they're really afraid of you. And I think once people have their first couple bear encounters, they realize that they're really not that bad of a threat as long as you're practicing safe interactions with them. Let's see. New to backpacking, I wonder if you had any recommendations around southern Ohio. I don't, but a lot of people, I believe, in the channel should be able to help you. If you guys can chime in to Buckeye. Hello from Shawnee National Forest in southern Illinois. That's awesome. Hello. Hey, Dwayne, how you doing, man? Good evening, Frozen. Who are some backpackers, YouTube or otherwise, that has helped you further your knowledge of backpacking? By the way, watch out for the whiskey run in the Laurel Highlands. Yeah, I will. I'll look out for that whiskey run there, man. Let's see. Some backpackers that furthered my knowledge. Man. So the channel got started, and I don't want to go into a huge, long spiel here, but I really started the channel because of Les Stroud, Survivor Man. He was the first person that I watched, not necessarily on YouTube, but his survival shows, because he filmed it all himself. He doesn't have a camera crew and everything, and he survives out there for 7 days. I thought that was so cool, and I didn't want to be like him, but I wanted to, do my adventures out there. And then I came upon the Outdoor Gear Review, Syntax 77, excellent people if you want to start getting into backpacking. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that I started watching really early on. Those two are really the only ones that come to mind. Shug Emery, you all know Shug. So, I started watching them, and I was like, why not? Let's make the YouTube channel. And then from there, Homemade Wanderlust, Bigfoot, Nemor, recently John Zorian, however you say his name. He's amazing. Check him out. And, you know, all the AT through hikers, including Gary. So I'm watching Gary for knowledge now. So, and I'll look out for Whiskey Run. Hi, you've hiked in my city of Johnstown, PA, or near it. Your videos calm me. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'll actually be hiking down there starting tomorrow, too. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good that he finally got that suspension. How far is Gary on the AT? Jenny, he just hit Pennsylvania. He's about 29 miles from Boiling Springs. So he's doing good. He officially passed the halfway point. Excuse me one second. Okay. Am I still using the Black Diamond headlamp? No, I actually have 2 iterations from the Black Diamond headlamp. I went to a rechargeable headlamp called the Petzl Actic, which is pretty good. It's rechargeable. The only thing I didn't like on it, a little bulky, but there was no lock button, which the Revolt had. So if this button gets hit in your backpack, your light's turning on in your backpack. So right now I am using the Nightcore NU25, and it is amazing. I wish I could show you guys, but it's all packed up. And I'll actually be doing my review on it pretty soon here. And it's waterproof, it's rechargeable, and it has the lock button. And it weighs like 1.08 ounces or something crazy. Oh, go to Isle Royale. Yep, yeah, I really want to. Greg Wicks, hello from Oklahoma. Really like the videos and info on backpacking. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. Edom, how long did it take you to get into hiking shape? As in, how long did it take for you to get into double-digit miles per day on your trips? Let's see. My first trip was at Raccoon Creek State Park. I was carrying a 35-pound backpack, base weight, so it was heavier than that, probably 50 pounds. I think we did like 8 miles that whole trip over 2 days, 3 days, and I was dead. So I didn't really get into double digits. Well, I'm talking higher than 15 double digits. You know, I started at 12, then 13, 14. It really probably took me about 6 full months of going every couple weeks, you know, on day hikes or overnights or 3-day trips. And that's when I started realizing that I can drop some weight here. And then as I dropped my base weight in my pack and I conditioned my feet, you know, roughed them up a little bit, I really started to be able to hike higher mileage. But the higher mileage will come if that's what you want. You know, just do what you can. Do some cardio, do a lot of stair steppers, a lot of leg days, and you'll get there. How are you liking your new hammock? I'm a ground dweller right now, but seriously consider hanging. Geez, I don't know. It's a toss-up between, every time I'm out there, I always find something wrong and then I fix it. I think the War Bonnet Blackbird really, really spoiled me as far as comfort goes. I like the Dream Hammock just because, you know, it squishes down more, it's a little bit lighter, it's a little bit heavier fabric, it's a little, it's like a firmer bed for me, if you will. But yeah, I don't know. I keep alternating. Like, do I want to go back to the War Bonnet? And then I look on their website, and all they have is the 1.6 fabric, 1.6 ounces per square yard, and I don't want to go back to that. So I'm liking the hammock. It just takes me a lot, or it's taking me a long time to get used to the hammock. But I like it so far. Why does Gary have a girlfriend, but you're staying single? That's a really, really open-ended question. I might not be single right now. We'll have to find out at the meetup. But I'm just living life right now. And the only thing on my mind right now is that I want to try and push for an Appalachian Trail 2019 through hike. So yeah, we'll see. I don't want to get all into that. I think that's a little more than I want to go here. Any more kayak camping planned around Allegheny? Let's see. We are, I don't know, Rick, where are we going? I can't remember. We are doing a kayak trip coming up. I got to look at my calendar to figure out when. It's the next couple months. It'll be the same group of guys that was the last kayaking trip. I can't recall where it is, though, but it's going to be a nice 3-day kayak trip, so it's going to be really cool. And yes, Rick Arcana found my crock that I left at Tracy Ridge, and he waited until the Red River Gorge to give it back to me, so it was pretty funny. Have a good one, Tim. Thanks going on Monday and Wednesday to avoid the crowds. Appreciate all your videos. Good idea. Hey, Dragon Tales. What's going on, man? I keep saying man. I should never assume gender. Seriously. No, not time to shave. Hopefully they go for another couple months. Hey, Spaguyver. What's going on, man? I know he's a man. Hey, Frozen. Yeah, Clarion River, Rick just texted me. That's where we're going for the kayak trip. Hey, Frozen, love the videos. Do you have a good opinion on the ULA packs? Thinking about getting the Ohm or the Circuit. Both look very good and reliable packs. Yeah, Gary had the ULA Ohm for quite a while before he knocked it down to a Palanti Simple Pack. He had nothing but good things to say. I think the only thing he complained about was the water bottle pockets are a little hard to get in and out of. Because they're not angled, I believe. They're straight. That might have been updated recently, but he bought his pack a couple years ago. And Shug loves his Circuit and ULA Ohm, so yeah, I can't say anything bad about them. They're a good company. Yeah, Bryce Newbold, I saw you in the RSVP on Facebook, so yeah, I can't wait to meet you, man. Whatever happened to Matt and his Jetboil? Matt has gotten really into guns recently, so he ended up selling all of his camping equipment. So yeah, he said he might go to the meetup and sleep in his car. I kind of made fun of him for that. So Ken Bayard. Hi, I'm into long knives and dark dreams. Want to go on a weekend hike? Yeah, sure, man. Let's go. Let's see. Really enjoy your channel. We'll be section hiking the Superior Hiking Trail this summer. Any advice about the SHT? Like I said in the video, if you haven't seen the trail wrap-up video, I have a lot of tips in there. But the SHT is absolutely beautiful. If you can spend an extended amount of time in that area, it's one of the most amazing trips. If you're going by the lake, make sure you do not skip the lake walk. It's really hard. I think it's 1 to 2 miles, but it's absolutely amazing. It's very, very unique. Latrines at all of the campsites along the way, very well maintained. Can't say anything bad about the Superior Hiking Trail. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. So enjoy, Bruce. That's awesome. Good luck. Oh, bring bug repellent if you're going in the summer, though. All right, I enjoyed your videos and also been following Homemade Wanderlust, who is doing the CDT now. Yeah, I've been watching her. I can't wait to complete her Triple Crown. Beyond AT, any thoughts or goal of doing the Triple Crown? Let me get one long trail down, and then we can talk about other goals like that. That is an extended feat. There's a saying that she was saying. It's either one. What was she saying? It's either one trail or all three. I forget what she was doing. Like meaning you can either hike one of the trails, PCT, CDT, AT, but if you hike your second one, you may as well hike the third one. So that's where I'll leave it at that. Would I ever consider backpacking the Grand Canyon? Would your gear change at all? For the Grand Canyon, yeah, I am going to do that at some point. If not next year, the following year. My dad has expressed a lot of interest, so me and my dad will definitely go. It's been on his bucket list for years, and I think he's saying with my help, he could make his dream a reality. He's always wanted to hike it, spend the night in the canyon. My gear would probably change to a tent at that point. Jamie T. Hey, I saw you follow IB Tat on Instagram. I love watching that dude. What do you think about his AT through hike? I think it's amazing. He was actually doing the 5 favorite gear videos that I tagged him in, and he said he got a lot of his beginner advice from me, so I was real honored by that. I think him and Liz are a great hiking pair. They've been rocking it. I've been following him on Instagram. I've been watching every one of his updates. That trailer he did with Roscoe P. Waggletails when he was hugging him, man, I started to tear up, and you could tell he was losing a little bit. And for how tough that guy seems, man, it must have been so emotional. So I'm wishing him luck. His filming's getting better too. You could tell he was trying to figure out how he was going to film with his camera setup when he hit the trail. I know he has some other videos that he could edit, but editing on his phone, or I think he's using a tablet actually, he's definitely getting better. And I know he's past the Smokies now, but his Smokies video should be starting next week. Howdy from Wilmington, North Carolina. I've been there. How you doing, Joe? Does Gary have a YouTube channel? Yes, he is Gary on the AT. Joshua says, you do a really great job on filming your adventures. Thanks, man. My wife and I enjoy your work. Does the filming ever get in the way of you enjoying the trips? If so, how do you find the balance? When I'm solo, no, it doesn't, because I know I can take my time and, film what I want. I can get into camp late and no one's going to be like, come on, hurry up. When I'm with other people, however, you can see that I don't really set up the camera a lot for, the walking away shots, walking toward the camera shots. And I think my filming suffers a little bit, but that's the only time that I feel like it takes away, when I'm with other people. Any suggestions for a video camera under 200? Yes. This is the one I use. This is the Sony Handycam CX205? CX405. I think it's under $200. And it's absolutely amazing. It's what I fill all my videos in. Actually, I have all my camera gear right here. I also use a GoPro Hero 5, which has been knocked down in price. Just remember that this is not a waterproof camera. But I love it so far. It does 1080p. It's really good. High data rate too is what you want to look for. What are your thoughts on having a meet and greet at a trade show here in Raleigh, North Carolina, the outdoor thing? Any thoughts? I don't know. I think I'd rather just, stick it to meeting on a trail with a lot of people. I don't know, though. I'll give that some thought, though. Okay, cool. Frozen, when you go to the Kahana Trail, stop at the ranger station, sign in, and ask for a map. They're free and give you map trails and campsites. That's awesome. Do I create tracks or GPX files for any of your trips? I personally don't, but if you look in the description, I usually have the trails that I used and roughly where the parking lot is. I do provide GPS data for the parking lots that I stay in, and sometimes I provide the GPS data for the campsites or the name of the campsite that I'm staying in. I know for a fact Syntax 77 does the GPX data. So any trip that you see him on, he usually posts to his website, syntax77.com, and you can find all that GPS data there. Which I've never personally used any of that. I know we downloaded some GPX data for the Superior Hiking Trail just to know when we were coming into camp, but I'm assuming it works the same way. I'm going to be going by Damascus for trail days and looking to get a new pack, but can't decide between Z-Packs or Hyperlight. Any advice? I know you like Z-Packs. Check out Homemade Wanderlust. I'm not going to say anything bad about either company. I think they're both great companies. I feel like the customer support for Z-Packs may be better, just based on what Homemade Wanderlust was saying on her PCT hike. She had a rip in her backpack. I believe it was on the mesh. It was a pretty significant tear. And I guess I don't know, I don't want to put words in her mouth. Make sure you check her video out. But from what I remember, she said that they weren't willing to send her out replacement patches. They said just to duct tape it, which I guess is an acceptable thing. She is on the PCT. But I know right after that, she just magically had a Z-Packs Arc Haul or Arc Blast. I can't remember. I think it was the Arc Haul. So that might give you some insight. IB Tat uses a Hyperlight mountain gear though, and he loves it. So I don't know. I've never had any experience with Hyperlight. Ventures Founder, are you still using the GoPro Hero 5? If so, do you have any issues with your handhold of your selfie stick causing issues distorting sound? You know what? I did notice that, and I thought it was just my mount bouncing around. It picks up internal audio, meaning echo sounds on the frame of the here, let me show you. Where is this thing? So on the mount right here is very sturdy. I thought with my selfie stick, which is the X shot, that whenever I put this together, that this was bouncing around and just causing an issue. But I think what's happening is that anytime the internal camera, like the actual frame of the camera, not the mount, okay, this part of the camera right here, I think anytime it senses a vibration, it creates an unnecessary sound in the audio. I don't know if they fixed this on the Hero 6, but the sound it's not really noticeable. It is to me just because I have to listen to it over and over again for video editing. But look at some of my shots in the rain and you can kind of hear what I'm talking about. Okay, so hammocking, chameleon, dream hammock, or war bonnet. If you are lucky enough to find a war bonnet, and I don't know your specific height, weight requirements, if you can find a war bonnet that's a 1.1 or a 1.2, I would go war bonnet. Dream hammock, also 1.2 fabric. Chameleon, Hexon 1.0. I'm not sure the durability of the chameleon because I don't have one, but they're all great hammocks. Recently, though, I've been shying away from war bonnet just because they're going to a 1.6 and 1.7 single and double layer, respectively. And I'd like to see them offer choices instead of just saying, okay, we're only offering 1.6 as our lightest fabric. I'd like, as a consumer, to be able to say, well, I want the 1.1. Can you make it for me? So I asked them about this, and they said 1.1 is simply just not durable enough to last for any kind of hammocker. And I have the email. I can show you guys the email. And they said it would only be for the lightest of hammockers. And I am at 5'6", 150, 148 pounds right now. And mine's been fine for years. And you know how often I've used that hammock if you've been watching the channel for a while. So I'm kind of shying away from war bonnet, and I'm hoping that they get back into offering more fabrics. You know, take Dream Hammock, for example. Take the success of Dream Hammock and notice that they give you complete customizations. Now, at war bonnet, you don't need customizations. I would just really like to choose my fabric. So keep that in mind. Chameleon seems like a good hammock. I laid in Kevin from SB Outdoors Chameleon briefly. Didn't do an overnight in it or whatever, but it was comfortable. But, you know, the accessories that are being sold with the Chameleon, I think they're just crazy. They're just going overboard. Like, why are there so many accessories? I get that people want to customize their hammock, and it's great that he has that zipper patent, but I don't know. It just doesn't interest me. I would just go with a half net hammock because I just want something basic. So if the accessories are something that appeals to you, they don't to me, but if they do, then maybe look at the Chameleon. Buff or no buff? This is the question. I personally like the buff. So the reason why I like the buff is you see a lot of people wearing truckers hats, right? My theory on this was correct, and it was proven in one of the Z-Packs videos. So as the sun shines down on your head, you're still getting your head sunburnt. So you could wear a hat like this, but you're still, I feel, you're going to get sunburned on your head, or, you know, you're going to get, it's going to be hot either way, no matter what you do. But I like the full coverage of the buff. So that's just me, but everybody's different. You ever thought of a group meetup at Raccoon Creek State Park? But we still plan on doing this month. Hopefully no rain. Yeah, you know what? We did a meetup at Raccoon. That was our first meetup ever. And I think there was 10 to 12 people there, and it was amazing. Maybe it'll happen again. The sites there are kind of small. Just seeing how many people have already signed up for the meetup we're having at the end of this month. I don't know if Raccoon would support the channel anymore, which is, it's crazy to say. I like being able to say that, but you know, I just don't think it's possible and still have everybody go. I'd have to have a sign-up sheet or something. You know, the first 15 people come. Okay, let's see. Oh, before I forget, guys, and we'll get back to the questions in just a second. I wanted to ask this like 2 question and answer sessions ago. So you guys may have noticed some of the animated intros that were created for the channel that I've been posting at the beginning of some of my videos. Do you guys like that? Don't like it? Indifferent? Doesn't it matter? Do you like to see them longer, shorter? I'd really like your input. I feel like the people that attend these QAs are my core audience. We have 95 people in the chat right now, so this will be a good audience to ask this question to. I've gotten, some people love it. Some people say they absolutely love the new intros, and then some people say, hey man, we could do without the intro. So let me know. I still like the intro the animated intro I put on the trip videos, but I could drop the ones that are under 10 minutes. So let me know what you guys think. I'm curious. I just used Tinder. Oh, brother. Yeah, I could just see that. Hey, I have a famous YouTube channel now. Date me, right? Anyway. Okay. Oh, I'm doing good with the assumptions, so that's good. I'm 2 for 2. Awesome. Okay, Nico says he has the ULA circuit. Love it, but no airflow in the back. You'll get sweaty. That's why I like my Arc Haul. Now, on this next trip, I'm actually bringing the Nero, the Z-Packs Nero, which is a frameless pack. And my base weight is down to a really low 8-point-something pounds, low 8 pounds. So that's with 4 days of food. I mean, that's not including the food, but that's the base weight. So we'll see how that goes with it being in the upper 70s this trip. We'll see if I like it or hate it. This is the first trip that I'm able to test the Nero in hot, hot weather. Any chance, Spaguyver says, any chance I'm open mid-July for a week or 10 days? Possibly, Spaguyver. Hit me up on Facebook. More than likely, yes. Are you still using a Sawyer squeeze? I'm thinking of switching to the Katadyn beef-free. Some people call it Katadyn. I think it's Katadyn, so whatever you want to call it. Okay, Adam Z. Look up Bungsy's ultralight reviews. And I don't know if I can link him. Let me just make sure I got his name right. Yeah, Bungsy's ultralight review. And look up his most recent video that compares his experience with the Sawyer squeeze versus the Be Free. I think you'll be surprised, and you may want to stay with the Sawyer. I'm in for Sawyer just because I don't really like the Be Free. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a real competitor to the Sawyer squeeze, but I don't like having to use the wide mouth bottles. And I think there's some issues with flow rate, which is what Bigfoot was saying. Let's see, does the Laurel Highlands shelter areas have the same style bear poles for your food bags as Raccoon? I don't see that info in my confirmation. No, they do not. Sometimes what you can do though, if you're worried about hanging your food, now I have a video about hanging your food the PCT way, excuse me, the PCT style way, wow. And I have no issues with hanging the food that way. However, if you're a little leery on your skills of hanging your food bag and you're worried about bears, what you can do, if there's not a lot of people at camp and there's not a lot of garbage in the bins, I've sometimes, not all the time, but I've sometimes put my food bag in the back of the garbage cans. Not in the garbage bags, but if you open the back up where they would change the bags, you can usually find some space for your bag. Now, I don't recommend doing that all the time. This is just if you have a problem hanging your food and you want to be safe. Push back the AT to 2020, you'll have decent company. Dwayne says, I think Gary is getting better vlogging as he gets further up the trails. Well, yeah, he's definitely getting more comfortable with that. Let's see. As a first-year backpacker, looks like I'll probably go solo as most of my friends aren't into hiking. Any advice on overcoming fear of going alone? Yeah, and this topic's come up quite a bit. And so let me tell you my story. My first true overnight that I was a little scared on was at Oil Creek State Park. It's a 36-mile loop. I spent 2 nights out there in 3 days. And the first night, it was starting to get dark. I was at camp. There was no one at the campsites at all. I was the only one. And we're talking about several years ago. I have a video on it too, if you go way back in the archive. You know, as it got dark, you know, I made that fire and I'm like, wow, I'm going to be out here alone. That's pretty scary, right? So the more you camp, the more you hike, the more confidence you get in yourself. Now it's just like, okay, it's just like being at home. I have the same feeling when I'm at home as I do when I'm out in the trail. And, you know, your fears will subside the more you do it. You got to remember, there are the same things out there in the daytime that there are at night. It's just your body, your mind playing tricks on you. Every little sound is going to freak you out. That squirrel running back and forth at night collecting, you know, nuts, berries, whatever. It's going to sound like a freaking troll when you're out there. But like I said, there's nothing to worry about. You just got to keep going and keep doing it. So good luck, Jamie. I'm sure you'll be just fine, though. Have you ever have you ever thought of doing the Midstate Trail here in PA? No, but you know, I think some people have recommended this. I have a giant spreadsheet of trails I want to hit that people have recommended, and I'm just trying to start crossing them off. However, have I ever used the Noir water bladder? I was sent a Noir set of trekking poles, and I didn't exactly give them a stupendous, superb, amazing, fantastic review. And I think the guy, Gilad is his name, might have been a little disappointed in the review I gave. So he was going to actually send me the water bladder, but I never got one. After some other people's experiences, I think they've gotten word that some of their parts might need to be updated and they're switching to a USA manufacturer. So I'm hoping that their quality goes up. But no, personally I have not used the water bladder. Darwin has, and he's been loving it, so can't say anything bad about it. Hey Frozen, I'm willing to get my kids into hiking too. Any recommendations on YouTubers that are more family hiking oriented, or is it time to start my own channel? You can start your own channel. There is actually a family, and they have like 5 or 6 kids that are hiking the AT. I can't remember their name. I've watched a couple of their videos, didn't really do it for me, but you might want to have them watch that. I mean, they have I think they have a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 12-year-old. I could be wrong, but they're all over the place as far as ages, so that might be interesting for you guys. Just look up Family AT Hike. I'm sure you could find who they are. And they're posting regularly, too. Jennifer Hikes, your videos are awesome. I follow a ton of hikers on YouTube, several here on the live stream tonight. Awesome. Please do not feel the need to film a river crossing and then have to go back and get your camera. I like doing that. It shows, I don't know. I enjoy watching other people do that, so that's what I try to film. I try to film what I would want to watch. I think Tim Watson has said the same thing. Budget Bushcraft. Sorry to join so late. Do you do freeze-dried meals or North-style trail food? You know, I'm getting away from the freeze-dried meals. Jennifer. I'm realizing that for, you know, $1.50, I could pretty much get the same calories and save money over the $8 meals. So I'm switching. I'm starting to switch. You know, I'm getting rid of all my freeze-dried meals now, all the packet gourmet stuff, just eating what I have left. And I think I'm just going to be using, you know, just regular cheap Spam, Northsides, mashed potatoes, ramen, etc. I know it's bad for you, and people talk about the sodium content of these meals, and my outlook on this is sodium's bad for you, but you got to remember how much I'm sweating and how much water I'm drinking. I'm probably drinking 4 or 5 liters of water a day, and you know, sweating profusely, especially in some of these warmer weather hikes, that the sodium, in my opinion, isn't going to really do much. In fact, I need electrolytes to kind of increase my sodium content just so I don't get tired. So Jennifer says, I cry for you at those water crossings. Noir had leaking issues. They had a new slider which fixed it, and they're moving production to the US. Yeah. Yeah, War Bonnet only has 2 colors too. You ever plan on backpacking California? Yes, but it's not going to happen for a couple years now. I'm trying to get out west. I'd really like to do some stuff out west. I'm planning on hiking the Black Forest Trail this summer. Any recommendations? Be careful of the southern loop. Make sure you plan to have a little extra couple days down there. Don't try to rush it like I did, because it will ruin you, which is exactly what happened to me. Though I want to go back there because I bet it would be a lot easier with, you know, the weight of the backpack going down now. Okay, awesome intro, next level branding. I like the intro, gives a little teaser what's to come. I like the intro, I like the intro. Keep them short, brand yourself. Okay, all right, this is good stuff. Thank you very much, guys. Stay single. It's too hard to hike with the weight of a ball and chain. That's great. My B3 failed on me in the Sierras. Bags separated from the collar. And, you know, I've heard that from other people, too. They replaced it right away. So at least they have good customer service. But you know what? Sawyer just sent me a replacement gasket from whenever it failed in the Linville Gorge, whenever I lost it. And they sent me a little sticker, too. So really impressed with their customer service as well. They actually sent me 2 gaskets. Now I keep one in my emergency kit. I just ordered the Arc Hall. Can I hang with the cool kids now? Sure. When you went to the Great Smoky Mountains, it seemed like a last-minute decision. How far in advance did you have to make reservations? I'm thinking of going in the next couple weeks. So that's funny. I was going to do the Pemi Loop, as you saw in the intro of that video. I literally made the reservations probably 12 hours before I started driving down there. So it was a very, very last-minute trip. Have you ever hiked in Canada? No, I haven't really left the east coast of the U.S., so. Howdy neighbor, Ohio native here. Your backpacking gear tips. I lowered my pack weight to about 15. Awesome. Of course, I'm a bushcrafter, so it wasn't too difficult. Oh, even better. MP3 player with audio and radio with earbuds will take any fears. Yeah, I really enjoy listening to audiobooks. That's another thing. That's really good. You know, even if you don't want 2 earbuds in, just take an earbud out. And, you know, so just so you can hear around, hear the, you know, the crickets and everything like that. Yeah, the Kahana. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Joe. I didn't even see that. Thank you very much. Ever think about hiking the Kahana Trail? Yes, that's actually in the works. That probably will be the next trip, to be honest with you. Probably this month or next month. Depends if I can fit it in. How long were you in the Red River Gorge last time? I just did an overnight. Now, so I'm going to... Okay, so full disclaimer here. I am preparing myself to hike the AT. I have a... No, I don't want to tell you guys this because please don't feel like anyone needs to donate to this channel. Okay, the donations help. I did sign up for a Patreon account, but to give my patrons an added bonus, what I started doing was I started filming some trips that I've already been on. For instance, Red River Gorge was the first trip I tried this. I'm more than likely going to be filming with, this is the Pixel, I'm going to be filming with the Pixel 3, hopefully, if I do the AT. And I'm practicing vlog style filming, so not your full length trip videos like you're used to seeing, like an hour long for 3 days, but vlog style. And those videos are probably going to be, they're going to be filmed throughout this year to help me practice, you know, edit everything on my phone. And I know I'm getting a little off topic here, but those videos are patron only right now, but eventually I will put them public on this channel. I don't want to keep any videos from you guys, but I really want to learn how to vlog. So Red River Gorge was vlogged, and we were there for 2 days, and it was a really, really amazing trip. Original plan for that was to go up to, oh, why can't I remember it? There's 2 unofficial trails north on the Sheltowee Trace trail. I don't know why I can't remember this. I feel really dumb right now. But anyway, Indian Staircase was one of them, and Cloud Splitter, there you go. And I decided that I actually want to do a section hike of Sheltowee Trace. So because I went down to the Red River Gorge and did that vlog video, I'm actually going to do a section of the Sheltowee Trace, probably, hopefully a long section. So anyway, long answer to your question was 2 days. Good evening, Jason. Good evening, Dustin. How you doing? Have you ever thought about dehydrating your own food? Yeah, I have, and SB Outdoors has a lot of information about this. And, you know, hiking with them in the Linville Gorge, they were just, they were really, really wanting, I really wanted to do some of that because their food just looks so delicious compared to what I have. But I just don't think I'm going to have the time to do it. You know what I mean? I can get cheap food, and I'm perfectly happy with it. Let's see, tried hammocking and had a few issues personally the way it went. Not writing it off completely, but we'll be grounding for the outing. Hopefully I'll learn. Yeah, hammocking does take a little bit to get into, but once you kind of get your skill set with hammocking, check out Shug. I'm actually going to be releasing soon, hopefully, an extension to the beginner backpacking series where I go in depth about my hammocking experiences and tips that I think I could help people. Some things that Shug probably covered in one of his thousands of videos, but I kind of wanted to put it all together and give my personal experiences on it. So hopefully maybe that'll help you. Oh, thank you so much, Trailcat and Joe, for the super chats. Where the heck did I go? Okay. You think you'll be switching to a tent for the AT walk? No, absolutely not, Slippery Storm. I will be hammocking all the way to Katahdin if I do go. I commented on your recent Instagram post about hiking this weekend. I went up on Short Off Monday. I think maybe I'll do Hawksbill. Man, if you can, Jamie, send me a picture of what Hawksbill looks like on the top of that. I would love to see it right now because I bet the spring is amazing down there. And it sucks we couldn't do it. All right, do you film with a gimbal? No, I do not. I got a GoPro Hero 6 and tried to film last trip. It was choppy. Yeah, you have to be really. You have to. So if you're using a monopod like I am, hold it like this. Hold it real gentle in your hands, and some people like have a death grip on their monopod, right? So just hold it really gently and just let it sway as you're walking. Okay, you don't want to hold on to. You want to make your arm the spring. So hopefully that helps you. Where am I? Okay, my first super chat. Are you on Patreon? Yes, I am on Patreon. Again, I don't want to tell people that, you know, go pay me on Patreon. It's a little extra thing to help me if and when I do the Appalachian Trail. More than likely, I'll probably have to quit my job. And, you know, I have enough money saved up right now, so I'm good on the money. It would help because I could do some extra things in town, but I do have a Patreon account. You can find it in the descriptions of any of my videos and on the channel page if you're interested. And like I said, there are some, I'm going to be posting vlog style videos. For instance, this next hike to Laurel Highlands, it won't be filmed for the channel as a full length video, but it will be a vlog style video available for patrons. You know, when I get back, I'll edit it completely on my phone. And then toward the end of the year, I'll make those 3 or 4 videos available to everyone on the channel. But another disclaimer I want to make about this, and I know some people have early access. I'm never, ever going to do that. It's something I don't agree with. I don't feel like you should have to pay to see a video early. You know, these vlog videos that I'm making over on Patreon, they are just for me and my patrons to get together to see what we can work on so I can be ready for the AT. I'll never have, oh, you need to pay so you can watch my video early. I don't like that. I don't agree with it at all. Okay, I keep going off on tangents. Okay, so we're going to do a speed round. It's 9:03, but I want to answer the rest of these videos, or the rest of these questions. What trail shoes are you currently rocking? I'm rocking the Ultra Lone Peak 3.5s. Absolutely love them. Power Director is by far the best video app. That's what I'm using. You need to do the AT section from Port Clinton. I'm hoping to do the whole thing. Did you know there are over 5,000 ramens? Huh. I knew there was a lot of ramens. I didn't think there was that many. Jeez, oh man, I'll have to try them. Just starting into backpacking for 3 days with my dog. Finnegan so far, he carries all the water. We're doing the Western Trail. Oh man, that's awesome. You should be clear for rattlesnakes, but watch out. There's really no advice I can give you. It's a pretty easy trail once you're at the top of the ridge, and it's beautiful. Go get that burger where I got the burger though. It's right after you get off the trail. Filmora, decent $60. Can't get them comfortable. I have a Warbond XLC, but gets uncomfortable heel pressure discomfort overnight. Is this normal? It depends on how tall you are. You might need a wider hammock, or you might need an 11-foot. And actually, XLC might be 11-foot. I'm not sure. It could just be the width of the hammock. I'm pretty sure that they're 64 inches. Can't remember. Not sure though. Near good Asian store has them. Costco. Okay. Sure thing. I'll tag you in photo on Instagram. Yes, please, Jamie. Thank you very much. Float is from Short Off if you want to give me a follow. Yeah, I will. I'll find you. I won't be able to do it until I get back from my trip. Okay, so are you planning a shirt campaign anytime soon? You know what? I keep going back and forth between Bonfire, which is what Syntax used, and Bigfoot used, and Teespring, which is what I used and Shug used. Still trying to work out the details. I'm in the process of updating my logo too, so that's what's kind of holding me back, but soon. Okay, last question. How often do you exit good footage for bad language? And F you and your pen's got us again. I'll see you. There's a Flyer fan right there if I ever saw one. Okay, so I am notorious for swearing, and I try to keep my videos PG. I really do. Sometimes I'll let the F-bomb slip, and I will not put it in my videos. Usually it's just because I fell, and if I really want to put it in the video, I'll just bleep it out. So. And last question, seriously. Do you have any issues with heel slippage in your Ultras? Just got a pair, and I'm having slippage issues. No, just tie your shoes tie your shoes tighter. That's the only thing I can think of. If those don't work, try the La Sportiva Wildcats. Anyway, guys, that was a great session. That was nonstop action from the start to finish. So, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the super chats to the patrons out there, and I can't wait to hit the trail tomorrow, man. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, and you are on Instagram, follow me at frozensoutdooradventures. I usually try to post from the trail. I do it when I have service. I'm on Google Fi, so it's kind of hard to do it. But thanks again, guys. This was awesome. We'll try to do these in another month. And one more. I love my war bonnet traveler. I don't think I've ever changed. Okay. Anyway, guys, with that, I'm out. I got to go pack a little bit of extra things that I forgot, and I'll see you on the trail very soon. Cannot wait to do the Kahana Trail. It's a 75-mile trail from what I'm being told, from what I'm researching, and it's going to be awesome. Thanks again, guys, for joining me. Find time and go on your own adventure. See you on the trail.